Hello and welcome to Flippin Through, the internet's #1 Mad Magazine news, review, and interview channel. And today we are flipping through a Mad Magazine number 327. But before we do, I want to talk to you a little bit about what did I want to talk about? Oh yeah, my patrons. I have a Patreon, patreon.com/flippingthrough. You can see it down there. But as promised, everybody who is a member of the Patreon is going to get a personal thanks in all of my videos. That is the least that I can do. And so I thank Ed Meisinger, Doug Guilford, Rob Wilson, Rod Mead Sperry, Andrew Goldfarb, Casey Ori, and Kyle Bridget. Thank you guys so much. If you want to join my Patreon, that would be great. A little bonus are these sticker packs of awesome stickers. Like this. Potter ZB, System of Weights and Measures, Potter ZB, Flipping Through, and Max Korn was here, so you can deface public restrooms. And you don't even need a pen to do it. You can get those not only through Patreon, supporting me on Patreon, but if you go to flippingthrough.com, you can find, I just made a little Etsy shop. I'm selling one thing. I don't have anything else to sell. Right here, $6 gets you that. It's free shipping. I don't know. That seemed reasonable. I'm not really sure, though, to be honest. So let me know. Otherwise, let's get right into this. Mad number 327, chosen for no reason in particular. Of course, you know that's a lie. Rush Limbaugh died. Now, I'm not gonna. I've seen like a lot of stuff on the internet, and I'm not one to celebrate anybody's death, but love him or hate him, something that is not I think fairly objective is that he had a very huge impact on pop culture. Not pop culture, on the culture of the United States, on political discourse, all of this stuff. So he was a somewhat unavoidable figure, and he made the cover of Mad magazine. So Mad number 327, released May 1994. Our price, $1.95, which is indeed cheap. This is like, I love covers like this because it has, I enjoy the photography ones. I believe the photographer on this was Irving Schild. I could be mistaken. I don't know, though. I'm certain somebody in the comments will point out if I am mistaken. Now, these colors are really wild. A bestseller we'd hate to see, and Rush Limbaugh, Private Parts. If you're, I mean, like at this point in time in the mid 90s, I sometimes forget how big of a deal radio was. Like even into, I mean, like like War of the Worlds or The Shadow or Little Orphan Annie. Like these are radio programs that are incredibly famous and well known. But I sometimes don't appreciate how relevant radio has stayed up until really the modern day with podcasts. It's not radio in the same way that Rush Limbaugh and Howard Stern were radio hosts, but pretty similar, I guess. So anyway, Howard Stern wrote a book that was basically this. It was him standing naked in like a robe or something, and it said Private Parts. And yeah, I think that Rush Limbaugh's naked body is about as visually stimulating as what's his face's is. How did I forget his name already? The other guy, the guy with the curly hair. Anyway, so this is one of the great sets of ads. I forget who I was talking to. May have been on social media or something, but we were having a conversation about that wonderful suicide humor that fills Mad magazines. It actually I think that was on the Doug Guilford interview that happened a couple Fridays ago. If you haven't checked that out, check that out. That was a really fun one. And these awesome pins. These would be fun to have, I think. A set of those pins. Put them on my lapel. Yeah. Again, just like last week, I had an issue in the 300s, and we have again the 300s era, mid 90s era table of contents, which is not all that great, strictly speaking. But I do find that although like the mid 90s layout and stuff sometimes irritates me, the mid 90s like covers are not all that compelling. The mid 90s content I find to be the most interesting because, I mean, I was 10 years old in the mid 90s. So this was like, all of this was very relevant. I was just starting to like understand the world. But they don't have vital features, so I can't make any predictions, except we have some Rick Tulka, some John Caldwell, probably some Bunk. I forget who this is, but it'll be good. This is going to be a great issue. I have a feeling. Here we have the Mad Jack Potter ZB. Oh my goodness. Let's zoom in on that. The Jack Potter ZB. I don't know what that is. What? Why isn't this focusing? I'm so sorry. There we go. So the Jack Potter ZB, Mad Jack Potter ZB, wasn't included as a special demonstration sport at this year's Winter Olympics. But why don't you play anyway? If the number printed on the upper right-hand corner of the cover of your copy of Mad Collector Series number 8 matches one of the randomly selected numbers printed below, you win a free 1-year subscription to Mad. To claim your prize, send the original Collector Series cover into no photocopies to Mad Winter Circle, 485 Madison Avenue. I remember this. I think Collector Series number 8 is the one with the naked butt cheeks. Oh my gosh, I kind of want to pull that up and see. I'm going to have to do some investigating. And I wonder if they'll still honor this. All prize claims subject to verification, void in any state where prohibited by law. Employees of MAD or their relatives can't enter. But we'll see you on the slopes anyway. Look, there's no time limit to this. This is wonderful. I wonder how many people actually followed through with this. Wrapping our wrappers. Today we received MAD number 324. I don't know why I'm doing a crying voice. Today we received MAD number 324 in the brown protective wrapper used to cover subscribers' copies. This was sent to my 11-year-old son. I have a feeling I know where this is going. This subscription was given to him as a birthday gift. To be honest, I was not thrilled. I feel this magazine is meant for older readers. I felt this brown wrapper was inappropriate. Please cancel my son's subscription. I've been a MAD reader for over 6 years. Then I finally subscribed, and on the outside protective cover of issue 323, you have the MAD cologne where it says scratch and sniff. I did, but I can't smell anything. Why? What was the protective cover on 324? There's so many questions. That's all this issue is. Oh, here we go. And they have done this recently, too. Here's the pornographic material you asked us to send you in a plain brown wrapper. It's perfect. I think they did that actually fairly recently, too. And it really is perfect. But I kind of get, 11, come on, give them a break. Oh, here we have Swine Filled. Artist Mort Drucker, writer Stan Hart. So who is this? Let's look. Who did they draw on all of these? Oh, there's like this guy, Tom Brokaw, right? Is that a comedian? Probably. So I said to him, Senator Packwood, you are the master. Are you the master of your domain? Listen, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn the page. I'm going to give it another shot. And this time, I'm going to read it without screwing it up. Here we go. Let's go into this one because I'll be able to zoom in. Look at those two dogs going at it. I wonder if dogs fake orgasms. Why would any female animal, vegetable, or mineral fake orgasm? I do it so that I don't disappoint my partner. I always fake not having orgasms for the same reason. That is quite funny. Very good, Stan Hart. See, it's usually a lot funnier when I don't screw it up. Go figure. I do like these likenesses of the characters. I don't know what it is about it. I mean, like, they don't even seem that cartoony, right? Like this Michael Richards, they seem like pretty accurate, right? I mean, that's kind of outlandish. But I mean, maybe Michael Richards has enough of a wild face where you can't really caricature him. I wonder, are there people that are difficult to caricature? I wonder. I want to ask Tom Richmond that, if there's any people that he finds particularly difficult to caricature. We have the bodacious bird bewilderment. Duck Edwing. I never really understood Duck Edwing's love of alliteration. Hi all. Hi Polly. Stage in 2 minutes. Places everybody. And now the world's greatest ventriloquist act, presenting Long John Silver and Polly. That's just kind of cute. We have artist John Caldwell and writer Mike May. John Caldwell is, I don't know, I think he's just an absolute genius. He does seem to have about, I don't know, just not that many faces. I think I've talked about Jack Davis and how Jack Davis has an infinite amount of faces that he can create, and they never seem to repeat. That's not the case for Caldwell. However, there's just something, I just love the way he creates a scene. And I think, for example, like this, we have just all these people like looking up. You have this old biddy like looking over her shoulder. The ashes are falling off. It's just, I think, wonderful composition, especially with all of these characters sitting at their bingo tables. No win bingo. You too. Anybody got you too? Next one up, M16. That's M16. How about F451? F451. I do like some good priest humor. Holy water balloon fights. Questionable charities. Butts for tots. Or employing the wheel of absolution to determine penance. Okay, for lying once and taking the Lord's name in vain 3 times. Let's see. One good swift kidney punch. Go to hell. 1 rosary and spin again. 20 laps around to the chapel. It's just delightful. Writer Mike Schneider. There's nothing more fun to say than writer Mike Schneider. Artist George Woodbridge. George Woodbridge had a really long run. And like, look at this. This is just, it's lovely. Still, you know? Look, he even adapts with the times. Look at this guy with the 2 earrings. Right? That wasn't happening back in the day. thanks to home video cameras, we now have on tape 18,400,634 dogs performing tricks that are even too stupid for David Letterman. That is one of the things on David Letterman that, I mean, David Letterman is the man. I loved his show so much more. I never understood Jay Leno and the appeal of Jay Leno. But the tricks, I thought was stupid human tricks. Anyway, 24,388,025 hours of various floors, laps, dashboards of boneheads who forgot to turn off the power of their cameras. The more things change, the more they stay the same, right? I mean, like now it's this, except it's like you forget to hit record when you're actually having the camera pointed, and then you hit it again, and then you get, an hour of you walking around the museum, pointing it at random things. The more things change, the more they stay the same. The future occupations for today's top wrestlers. Who is the artist on this? Why can't I find this? Oh, here we go. Artist Kyle Baker. Writer Desmond Devlin. Desmond Devlin having like just an insane tenure at Mad Magazine. Here's the big boss man, school crossing guard. I'm law and order on this corner, so put that foot back on the curb if you don't want to serve some hard time. I don't know any of their voices. Kamala? Or is it Kamala? The Ugandan giant, New York City taxi driver. I really, really love the effect, or I don't know. How do you describe? I mean, it's almost like how everything's sort of curved, almost like a widescreen or wide angle lens. I love this dude's posture. What is this guy up to? Kyle Baker. Where is he now? I'm going to look him up. I got to write that name down. The Rotten Royal Ruse. Mad's Billy Joel songbook. And here we have some of that beautiful Rick Tolka artwork. And I guess, like, I don't remember seeing a ton of these, like where it's Rick Tolka doing like whole, like filling the page. I'm used to seeing like those sort of like individual caricatures that are in boxes and stuff. So it's really cool to see, like, yeah, just see him fill an entire page. And look at, got the Mad Zeppelin. We got Arthur. Who else do we have? I can't see anything else. I thought maybe there would be the Poyet or something hidden in there. Just the weight you are. Who wrote this? Writer Frank Jacobs, of course. The Tobacco Man. Now, probably the greatest song about tobacco was, of course, it was written by Frank Jacobs. Who else would have written it? But it was Hello Raleigh, Raleigh, I forget his full name, but he was the guy who brought tobacco from the New World to Europe. And it was sung to the tune of Hello Dolly. And it was just perfect. So we have Don't Eat the Egg Foo Young, sung to the tune of Only the Good Die Young. But I think I got to go with the Piano Man, right? 'Twas 9 a.m. on the company, and the president said with a frown, there's a huge anti-smoking conspiracy, and the price of our stock is gone down. Billy Bob was exec for the agency, and he said, here's an ad we could try. Treat your kids to a pack, it'll get them off crack. And the others said, hey, it might fly. String 'em along your tobacco man, hook 'em on Marlboro Lights, fill up their lungs with that nicotine, soon we can give 'em last rites. Oh, this is awesome. So you have then the company lobbyist. We have Yeah, Jerome, he's in with a congressman, and then the company president. I love that. Oh my goodness. There will always be a buyer. Song 2, we didn't start the fire. But yeah, this is the type of thing that I'm used to seeing by Rick Tulka, right? Like these sort of separate illustrations. So even this is pretty cool to see, like really having it filled up. My goodness. That's really good work by Frank Jacobs. I loved that. Here we have the Peter Paul Porch. Wait, no. Oh my gosh. I screwed that up big time. But now that, I mean, he reminds me of him. Tom Chaney, he kind of has a Peter Paul Porges vibe, though a bit more refined, obviously, right? Yeah, not as crude. So the thrills and adventure, adding thrills and adventure to boring hobbies, wind tunnel stamp collecting, a trampoline needlepoint, bear trap boat in a bottle, urban knife collecting. Oh my goodness. Matt's 11-point plan for reducing brain clutter. My God. I had somebody recently, I read like an entirely different word, and they were like, how did you read it like that? I was like, I don't know. That's just how my brain works. I was about to blame it on the microphone, but I didn't, because that would have been a lie. Artist James Warhola and writer Mike Schneider. Reducing brain clutter. There's like so much going on. I'm getting incredibly distracted. It's amazing how much information our brain holds. Some of it worthwhile, and some a huge waste of our time and memory capacity. Wouldn't it be great if we could dispense once and for all with the everyday garbage that somehow filters into our minds? So if you're sick of having your medulla oblongata swollen with the words to every stupid TV theme song, the trivial escapades of the British royal family, and what Siskel and Ebert have done with their thumbs in the last 5 years' worth of movies, join the ranks in supporting the 11-point plan. Number 1, forbid all new musical groups from being identified by name until and unless they have a second top 40 hit. Cut David Letterman's top 10 list to a top 6, since numbers 8, 5, 3, and 1 are never that funny anyway. Here's the Doug Manick and Duck Edwing. Boom. Somebody talked to him. Somebody was like, bro, you got to cool it with the sound effects. And good for them for having that tough conversation. The lighter side of Little League and wide bodies. Who's a wide body? I'm not a wide body. What a strange term. Like, I listen, I get it. It must be just a wide body plane. But how strange. We're just going to... Okay. Man, look at The Office. Whoop. I don't believe this. Every time we want to talk to the staff, they're either on the phone or fax or computer or copy machine. What we have here is a failure. I'm not even a failure to communicate. What we have here is a failure to communicate. He just had the avocado plant deliver a line from a movie. That's it. Things you never want to experience if your anesthesia wears off in the middle of your surgery. Artist Tom Bunk. Did I predict this correctly? I don't know. Writer Dennis Snee. Your surgeon is wearing a mask, but no pants. The group of hooded figures is chanting incantations at the foot of the operating table. Sinead O'Connor is ripping up your chest x-ray. Your doctor is standing on the operating table screaming, "Give my creation life." A Domino's guy had just arrived with 2 large pepperoni pizzas, and the nurse is taking 20s out of your trousers. Jeez Louise. That happens, though. The traumatic, transparent tragedy. I just said a new word. I read that, and I mispronounced it in a way I've never heard it said before. Here we have artist Angelo Torres, writer Stan Hart with Miss Doubtful. We have Alfred. We've got Superman. And then Lucy. I am probably going to just flip through this one fairly quickly. There is like this very strange thing where I guess just men dressing as women. Well, first off, in this time there was this whole thing with fathers dressing as women to like Tootsie. I don't know what the purpose of that cross-dressing escapade was. This was because he wanted, like, his wife wouldn't let him spend time with his family or something. I don't know. Why is it? Why do we always find an excuse to dress the guys up as ladies? Is it that funny on its face? Oh, look at. Know who would like this? Kenny Kyle. Even more badly needed warning labels for rock albums. Eddie Murphy loves All Right. Now, Eddie Murphy put out this album, and this says, this record will make you laugh more than his last 3 movies combined. And I will say this, the song Party All the Time, my girl likes to party all the time, party all the time, party all the time. That song slaps, okay? I don't care what anybody says or thinks. Caution, one of the songs contained accidentally refers to women in a respectful way. Doubt it. Ice-T, Home Invasion. It wouldn't be such a great idea to have this tape playing in your car stereo if you get pulled over by the LAPD. Here's the Beach Boys box set. This box set contains 5 songs you absolutely love, 10 songs you sort of like, 35 songs you haven't listened to since 1973, 20 songs that the artist couldn't hum with a gun to his head, and 3 mistake-filled alternate versions. So sucker fans who have listened to the first 70 songs have to buy it. I have to say my favorite Beach Boys album that doesn't seem to get a lot of love is Surf's Up. Oh, man. Sam Viviano. Look at this. The XMen. This is awesome. See, this is what I'm talking about, though. Like, I mean, at this time, I was like losing my mind over X-Men and Ninja Turtles. And look at this page. This is absolutely astounding. Does anyone actually know how many X-Men there are? 2 more than the number of people with nighttime talk shows. Really? That many? Are the X-Men just a metaphor for the blight in today's society? Could be, but this series is so damn confusing. Could also be a metaphor for man's inhumanity to crabgrass. Isn't this a rather crowded splash panel for MAD? Look at it, it's packed wall to wall. For MAD, it's crowded. For the X-Men, it's sort of sparse. Their animators believe in quantity, not quality. Yeah, the animation wasn't all that great, but I loved that show so much. And it's really cool to see Sam drawing these characters. I like them a lot. I like it a lot. Oh, here we go. Oh, I didn't fold this one. So the MAD fold-in. April Fool's Day can be a time for wild and sometimes mean jokes and pranks that on any other given day would not be tolerated by the person on the receiving end. To find out what the cruelest of the cruel April Fool's jokes is, simply fold page as shown. What is this? The Hald Mineal fleecing. The Haldemental fleecing. I understand. I get it. That was hilarious. Now, this is a cross stitch. All right, so this is written by Frank Jacobs, and then we have DW, and I forget who DW is, but I believe, and this is only, I have no evidence of this, but I think I heard once that one of the guy's wives did this one and also did a few other of these cross stitch ones. I could be mistaken. If you know who did this, let me know, because I thought that's who it was. The mother. M is for the massive guilt she gave me. O is for the outbursts that she had. T is for her total domination. H is how she drove out. Dear Dad. E is for the eunuch that she made me. R is my respect she stripped away. Put them all together, they spell mother. The reason I'm so fucked up today. That's beautiful. Anyway, this has been MAD number 327. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit like, hit subscribe, leave a comment below. It helps the channel grow, and I cannot do that without your help. Toodaloo.